In business, your Mansard auto insurance plan will put everyone's mind at rest. So remember, the sign of reliability is Mansard Insurance. Visit any of our customer welcome centres or log on to mansardinsurance.com to get the right motor insurance cover for you and those dear to you. Mansard Insurance, for life and living.
From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Sulaiman Aledo.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, police arrest suspected armed robber on its wanted list for over a decade. Rival APC kicks against registration of All Progressive Congress by INEC. Anambra and Lagos states on warpath over deportation of Igbos on the orders of Governor Babatunde Fashola. And Italy's Supreme Court confirms prison sentence on ex-Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi.
On Business News tonight, Shell is yet again blaming Nigeria for its woes. This time, poor earnings fuel the accusations.
Sports News tonight, Africa's sprint record holder Blessing Okagbare leads Team Nigeria to the forthcoming IAAF World Championships in Moscow, Russia.
The Nigeria police calls him the biggest armed robbery suspect in the southwest. He's Biodun Egunjobi, otherwise known as Godo. He and his gang are accused of killing several policemen and civilians for over a decade. His gang members call him Godo, meaning a hefty man. But the police says he's a notorious armed robber who's visited terror on his victims. Nemesis, however, caught up with Biodun Egunjobi at Ibadan, capital of Oyo State, as was arrested in the early hours of today in his mansion at a lower area of Egbeda in Ibadan.
This was the atmosphere at the police headquarters, Lagos, where the news broke that the leader of a notorious gang of cop killers has been arrested. Upon their arrival, the atmosphere became charged as everyone moved out to catch a glimpse of the man who's defied arrest even after most of his gang members had been killed.
I've been looking for him since 1999, and most of the major armed robbery incidents all over the southwest has also always been identified as the leader. Or almost all the robbery incidents at Ajah, were being perpetrated by him. He was leader of the group that went to Hotel Ofo, where the proprietor and 5 other staff were killed, simply because the commander arrested one of his gang members in that hotel.
40 million.
Not remorseful, one may say, as Biodun Egunjobi's development has put an end to the age-long search for this gang leader who's caused mayhem in Nigeria's southwest region.
How many police you don't kill? I know we say na police who don't kill me this. I know follow them go at the operation. Person will go, he don't die. Paul, na Igbo guy. They kill him for Aja. The thing will happen for there. I don't know there before. Now Said, they come boss Said Domolokba. Now he carry us go there. Me I don't know there. Me house in Laro, Ifo, and Ikorodu, and Ibadan where they arrest me now.
Now that he's in the net, we'll try to find out for him how much damage he has done. We'll try to see if we can get other of his colleagues that are not yet with us through him. And at the end of it all, he will face the law.
It's expected that the police will ride on the wave of this success to record more breakthroughs.
While still on security matters, plans by a band of terrorists who relocated to Niger Republic to remobilize and rearm insurgents with the aim of carrying out fresh attacks in Nigeria has been foiled. In a press release signed by the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Chris Olukolade, the leader of the group who fled Nigeria when the terrorist camps were sacked was reportedly recruiting fresh hands and training them for renewed terrorist activities in Nigeria, with the intention to focus its attacks on some towns around the Niger Republic border. He further added that intelligence operatives of the multinational Joint Task Force had been on the trail of the leader until he was eventually arrested in Karanga, Niger Republic. His other accomplices were picked up in other villages in Nigeria, and they are currently being interrogated. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abu Bakr, asked all the Assistant Inspectors General to step up their game in addressing crime in their various zones. He urged all the Assistant Inspector Generals to engage themselves with effective collaboration with sister security agencies within their domain. At a meeting with all the AIGs of the various zones across the country, the Inspector General of Police says they are x-raying the various security challenges confronting the nation and making adequate adjustments. He also added that plans are being put in place to ensure that the governorship elections in Anambra and Ekiti states, as well as the Eid al-Fitr celebration, are hitch-free.
The zonal AIGs who's putting over the commissioners of police in the zones, we'll sit down with them to look at the crime situation in each of these zones with the states under them and analyze how far they have been going, how far they have been able to reduce crime and criminality, and at the same time to assess the level of compliance in our orders and directives that has to do with the daily policing and safety and security of this country. You are aware of the fact that in some areas we have challenges of kidnapping, some areas of armed robbery, and some cases of cultism, and in some places cases of anti-terrorism or terror itself. So these are some of the areas that we looked at, and we equally getting prepared for elections in places like Anambra and Ekiti states. And some local government elections, some state elections, we have to get prepared for them and to ensure that we put in place all the necessary measures and security that we're supposed to put in place.
Now, the need to keep an eye on the nation's waterways was the focus at a 3-day maritime conference in